Joining me now is Wrong Speak publishing founder Adam B. Coleman. Adam, Kamala Harris has gone hard to secure the Democratic nomination in the days after Joe Biden announced his withdrawal. What's the latest, and does it look like she's got that all stitched up?
It seems like it, but there's a lot that can happen up until when we make it to the convention. You know, there's quite a bit of a possibility that they might stroll elsewhere, but there's a lot of momentum behind Kamala Harris. That might be the direction that they go at the convention. It seems to make the most sense, especially from a campaign finance situation. So I would say it's more likely that she'll be the nominee. But you never know what happens when it comes to the convention.
And plenty of other names have been floated, but some of those prospective nominees, do you think they're either eyeing off the vice presidential nomination or just waiting, holding their breath until next time?
Yeah, the names that constantly come up, like Gavin Newsom and other notable names, I think there's a likely chance that they're going to wait till next time around. I think someone who is likely to win a presidential race, like in a full length, I don't think they're going to want to risk coming in with 4 months essentially until the election comes around to run an entire campaign, raise money, so on and so forth. I think it's a huge risk for someone who does have presidential ambitions. So that's why, even more so, I think it's leaning more towards Kamala Harris. Kamala was alongside Joe Biden. For many voters, they're going to see that Kamala Harris is an extension of Joe Biden, but obviously someone who is younger and more alive than Joe Biden is. So I think it's an easy transition for the Democratic Party to move in her direction.
Now, the withdrawal of Biden has definitely changed the landscape of the presidential race, that's for sure. Donald Trump has accused the Democrats of fraud over the Biden swap. Is this an acknowledgement that Harris could potentially create some issues for Trump?
It's possible, but I think Trump has a point. They went through an entire primary process. And obviously, anybody with two eyes who's paying attention can see that Joe Biden was falling apart, cognitively and literally falling. And so when it comes to one particular debate, all of a sudden they want to change course, negating all the Democratic voters who went out and chose Joe Biden as their nominee, and pressuring Joe Biden because there was a lot of pushback from the Biden campaign before he left. So in many ways, I've called this a Democratic coup. They wanted him out because the public got to see what he actually looked like in prime time. And now they get to put in place the leader that they want, negating all the people who were part of the party, who were part of the process. Whether it's Kamala Harris or they do some backroom deals to choose somebody else, it kind of gets rid of the whole democratic process involving the voters.
Absolutely. But at the same time, Donald Trump, when Biden withdrew, he must have known that this was coming. I mean, that Kamala Harris attack that hit the news waves really quickly.
Oh, yeah. I think everybody suspected that something was going on. There were rumors about Joe Biden leaving office for about a week prior. And actually, I was pretty skeptical about him actually leaving because there was so much pushback coming from Joe Biden. Every time there was speculation, there was another press release that he's staying in place and that he's on the campaign trail. So I think if you're a good campaign, you prepare for multiple outcomes.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Democrats, they've been quick off the mark to frame Kamala as presidential. She took her nieces for ice cream over the weekend and she's been referred to as Momala. How important is this repositioning of Kamala Harris in this campaign?
Yeah, this is a massive PR campaign that's going on. There's a lot of excitement. Some of the excitement is just the juxtaposition of Joe Biden, who is very much so comatose-like. And here you have someone who is much younger, much more vibrant, smiles a lot, just on the surface, seems like someone that you should be excited over. But Kamala has been hiding for quite some time and letting the PR team fill in the blanks. But That's the excitement of right now. We'll give it some weeks. And when she actually starts speaking, if there's going to be a debate, which I would hope there's going to be a debate between her and Trump, if she's the nominee, we get to ask her tough questions. But in the meantime, she's going to do a bunch of fluff interviews by the mainstream media. She's not going to be challenged. She's going to be well prepped to show off her personality rather than her policies.